Hello, 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 hello. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. All right. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to Future Africa Wealth Project. Today is our first live broadcast. So welcome. We are going to discuss generational wealth and financial literacy. So I hope you can hear me just fine. When you join, kindly share and like the video, kindly subscribe to the channel so you can help support us with our broadcast, with our literacy education that we are trying to give to Africans and Blacks. Our focus mainly as an institution, as Future Africa Institute, is financial literacy and investment education to help Africans and Blacks build wealth, but most importantly, to build generational wealth. All right. So you are welcome to comment, ask questions, and join us as we begin this journey of educating us, like I said, Black people and Africans about financial literacy and investment education. How can we build wealth? How can we build wealth as a people, as a culture, as a community? How are we able to build wealth? How are we able to transfer wealth to the next generation, right? And when it comes to wealth, it encompasses a lot of different aspects, right? But what we are going to focus on is using the financial markets, the stock market to build wealth. Our focus mainly on this channel in our institution is on financial education, is on wealth building using the financial market, using the stock market, right? We also educate about trading in forex and other aspects. As far as it deals with the financial market, we educate on it. Okay. Now, disclaimer: every information that you hear on here today, everything that you hear we talk about today, are for educational purpose only. All right, for information, education purpose only. This is not investment advice. I'm not an investment advisor, even though I I consult about investing and I coach investing, right? And I coach financial education. I am not a financial advisor. So whatever information that we have here, that you hear on this channel, do your own due diligence. Make sure that you take responsibility for using the information that we share. If you want one-on-one education consulting, contact us directly on WhatsApp at 571-287-1348. All right. So my name is HRH Prince Duke. and I am a financial investment and wealth building consultant, also a business consultant, and a financial investing and wealth building coach, and a business coach. So, as we talked about, mostly I've been teaching financial education, financial literacy, investment education for several years. Um, I've been a venture capitalist. I am an investor myself in the stock market. I'm a business owner, and I am an entrepreneur and a business and a business coach, right? An investing coach. What we want to talk about today, to focus for the next hour, is generational wealth. One, how do we manage money so that we can invest in stocks to achieve financial freedom for ourselves, our children, our family, right? And before we begin, we must first define a few things. What is financial literacy? What is financial literacy? When you say financial literacy, what does it mean? A lot of people talk about financial literacy a lot, but what are we really talking about when we say financial literacy? In short, financial literacy is the education, the training, the coaching, the mentoring of people to understand the value of money, the management of money, personal finance, investing, life insurance, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, you know, index funds, everything that deals with the financial market, everything that deals with money, how to utilize money to improve your life, how to utilize money to help um, give yourself and your family a better future. So this is our focus when it comes to financial literacy. Then you have investment education, where people are able to learn how to invest money over a period of time, mostly in long-term investing, so that they can create wealth. Okay. Beyond that, we have generational wealth, which is a big deal for us. Me personally, I am dedicated to making sure that people, that our culture, that our society understand generational wealth. Because over the years, one of the things that I've come to understand and I've come to know is that no matter how much money you have in your working years, no matter how much money you make, if you are not able to manage that money, to budget that money well, to take care of yourself, and also invest some of that money, you are not going to be able to leave any inheritance, any fortune for your children and your family. This is important. Generational wealth, when you think about it, it is the opposite of generational poverty. And if you really, really understand, generational poverty is what most Africans and Black people deal with in their lifetime. Most families come from poverty, and they end up living in poverty or living in a financial hardship, uh, mostly because they are not able to invest or don't understand how to invest or not able to utilize their resources so that they can leave an inheritance. And whenever you are not able to leave an inheritance to your family, what happens is that every generation of your family start from zero. If you compare the mostly Caucasian families, all right, to African or minority families, you realize that most Caucasian families are able to create generational wealth, whereby one generation is able to use different financial tools, whether it's a stock market, whether it's life insurance, whether it's businesses, they are able to leave something behind so that the next generation doesn't start from zero. So that the next generation starts also from a point, a foundation of wealth, a foundation of financial freedom, a foundation of financial independence, a foundation of passive income, a foundation of, you know, business income, a foundation of an inheritance, a life insurance inheritance, a foundation of business, inheritance, a foundation of different financial tools that allow them and their families to build upon what the last generation left for them. Why is this important? Look, if we as Black people, if we as Africans, if we are going to be able to change the dynamics and history of our families, then we absolutely have to be able to understand the very unique importance of generational wealth. Because without generational wealth, we cannot help to eradicate poverty. Something which is very dear to my heart, something that I really honestly want to be an advocate for, right? If you know me before for the last couple of years, you know that one of my biggest passions in life is advocating for the eradication of poverty in Africa, most especially in Ghana, among Ghanaians, among Africans. And as you know, if you are Black, you are African, right? It doesn't matter where you come from, where you are born. If there is any pigment of Black in you, you are an African. Somebody in your family somewhere is from Africa, right? And for the Black community, for the African community, we have to be able to create generational wealth so that our children, our families are not always starting from zero. You understand? They are not always struggling all their life to create income, to create wealth, to become rich. It is much easier if you are able to begin a life where your father, your mother, your grandfather left you something to build upon, whether it helps with education, so that you don't get into debt while you're going to school, whether it's for whether it's life insurance that pays off the mortgage of the house, so that you can now live rent free and use your money to invest in a business or into other investments, right? So our focus on this channel, it's going to be mainly, like I said, financial literacy, investment education, and other financial information that allow us to be able to build wealth for ourselves, for our families, and for our community. Okay. For people that are interested in our consulting services, get in touch with us on WhatsApp, comment, get in touch with me on social media. I'm HRH Prince Duke GH on most social media platforms, on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, um, LinkedIn. You can get in touch with me. Now, so now that we understand what generational wealth is, let's get into how do we then create generational wealth? How is it possible for people to build generational wealth? And how come we as Africans and Black people also take advantage of this to build generational wealth? Okay, excuse me. Now, for us to build generational wealth, there is various aspects that most cultures, most families use to build generational wealth. I think for most people, the most common one that they use is life insurance. Okay. And there are various aspects of life insurance that you can get into that can help most people build generational wealth. Only because life insurance allows people to leave behind a substantial amount of wealth, money, that is then used to pay debt, to invest and do other things. The other life insurance policies that each actually are able to also create investment income in it while you are having it, right? Which people are able to use it even while they are alive if they're able to build some equity within that life insurance. I'm not a life insurance broker. I don't focus on life insurance education. But if I think that's one of those things that almost any family, anybody should have life insurance for every person in their family from birth. Okay. As you get older, especially if you're a parent and you have children, you want to be able to put your family in a secure position in case you are not alive. All right. So life insurance is something that can help you to begin your generational wealth journey. We are going to focus on mostly on the stock market, the financial market. How do you use the financial market to build wealth? Let's say, for example, on average, the average individual works about 30 to 40 years. Okay. Now, imagine that, let's say you start working at 2021. You got 40 years to retire. Or let's say you are working from 25. You got 40 years to retire. In that span of 40 years, if you were to just spend $50 a month invested while you are working, at the end of 40 years, you would have invested close to $48,000. Okay. Your investment of $48,000 at 65 will be worth well over $630,000. So literally, you will be getting over $400,000 of basically free money from just investing $50 a month for 40 years. That is something that I believe almost anybody can do, right? And I also believe almost anybody, no matter how much money you have, if you are to retire at 65 and you have over $600,000, that is something that can help you in retirement income. Because remember, you also have other source of income, right? You are also going to have your 401k. You are going to have your IRA. You're going to have your Roth IRA. You're going to have if you are self-employed, your solo 401k. You may have, a 65, your Social Security if you are abroad, or even if you're in Africa and other parts of the world, there is some sort of social security available for you, right? But this money is money that will be invested in a brokerage account. And I'll explain a brokerage account in a minute. That allows you to then buy stocks on the stock exchange through a brokerage that then builds you wealth, right? So, what is a brokerage? How do you use it? A brokerage is basically like opening a bank account. Okay, you open a bank account, you put money in the account, and the money grows over time in the savings account at best interest. Okay, usually between 0.012345%. On the other hand, and the bank have access to your money, and the bank use your money, and believe it or not, the bank use your money to invest, right, or lend your money at high interest for profit. Okay, so you are getting paid 0.012345%, which basically a thousand, $10,000 in an account in a year probably will make you about what, $100, right? But imagine that you have the same money, $10,000, in a brokerage account. In a brokerage account, you are then now able to go into the stock market and buy stocks within the brokerage account. Okay, the same place that the banks are putting their money, you are able to go now and purchase stocks. Some of the best stocks you can think of. Google, Amazon, Facebook, Apple, bank stocks, Bank of America, JP Morgan, company stocks, Low, Home Depot. Every company, McDonald's, every company, every business that you see in America, most of the things that you have, that you use, there are companies that produce these things. There are companies that provide these services. And these companies, about 90% of them are what we call public traded companies. And as long as they're a public traded company, they have shares of stocks available on the stock market. You are able to go in and buy shares of the stock within your brokerage account. All right. And they are held in your brokerage account. Nobody have access to this. This is your account. This is like your bank account. Only you have access to the account. You can buy low. Usually that's a strategy. The strategy is you are able to buy low, right? Value investment. And then you are able to sell high and take profit. Or you are able to buy low and hold them. And most of these companies also pay dividends. All right. I'll explain what dividends are in a minute. And you are then able to get both growth and income from that dividend. But for instance, let's say you put $10,000 in that account. If that account is bearing an interest rate of, let's say, 10%, that means at the end of the year, your $10,000 is going to now give you an extra $1,000 on your money. So that next year, you now have what? $11,000 instead of $10,000, or instead of $10,100 compared to a bank account. All right. And you are able to now compound another 10% on $11,000. You see, so if you have a brokerage account, you are able to invest into all these companies that we use their products every day, that we buy and spend money with them every day. You are now able to be a part owner, because as you buy a share of every company, that means that you are now a part owner of that company, whether it's Facebook, Google, Amazon, Apple, uh, McDonald's, Lowe's, Walmart, every company, Microsoft, Nevada, every company that you buy shares into, you are now a part owner of that company, right? And for that, being a part owner, as long as it's a dividend paying company, they are now going to pay you dividends. Now, dividends is literally payment of part of the profit of the company that they give back to their shareholders for just helping them in their business operations. Because understand, when you buy shares of the company, you are giving them operating capital. They use the stock market to raise capital. So once you buy the shares of the company, you are helping the company to raise capital, operating capital, so they can then produce more things, market, advertise, innovate, and make more money. So when they make the money, they now come back to the shareholders, all right, and give them part of their profit. Now, usually it's either some companies pay dividends once a month, some pay every quarter, every 4 months, or twice a year, or once a year. But this is literally free money. Understand? For holding the share of the stock of the company, they give you dividends. So in our consulting, in our coaching, we teach our clients and our students about investing, value investing, which is the principle of Warren Buffett, which is something that I follow, is investment strategy, right? So we only focus on buying dividend paying stocks, dividend paying companies, so that not only are we benefiting from the interest growth, the growth of the company and the interest, but we're also benefiting from the dividends, which if you are able to buy enough of shares of a company, you are then going to be able to even create passive income while you are still holding on to the stocks. Okay. So it allows you to be able to create income in dividends that you can spend, still hold on to your stocks to grow, right? That you can now will this to your family, that they can also take what? The dividends and let it grow, let the shares grow, right? Because in the beginning, what's going to happen is the way that we educate people about investing, in your working years, you don't need the money. You're working, you're paying your bills. So as you get dividends reinvested, you get dividends reinvested. So you may start with 5 shares and you may never buy any more shares. But because you are getting dividends, right? As you get dividends, you are able to now do what? You are able to now buy more shares, more shares, more shares. By the time you are done, you now have maybe 50 shares. Okay. So let's say in retirement, you have 50 shares and each share pays $100. Okay. That means you now have 500 $5,000 coming in every month. All right. Let's do the math. Let's say 50 shares, if I'm not mistaken, 30 times 100. Yeah, $5,000 coming in every month that you can spend without selling your stocks, without selling your shares. You understand? And as you get more shares, this money grows. This money grows, right? So the way that we see for us to build generational wealth is some of us have to be able to say, okay, I'm going to put some money aside. And every month every paycheck when I get paid, I'm going to put 10% aside of my paycheck. After I pay my bills, take care of everything else I need to take care of, I'm putting 10% of my income aside and I'm going to invest it. That 10% could be $100, could be $200, $300, $400, $500, right? The more that you have to invest, the more that you are going to make. That is just how investing works. The more that you're going to invest, the more that you're going to make. So let's say, for example, you have a target fund of, say, I want to have $2 million before I retire. Okay, at 65. Fantastic. How are you going to get $2 million? Now, you may not be able to save $2 million because why? The bank is paying you 0.012345 6%. All right. It's gonna take you a very over 200 years to save $2 million if you're just saving. But if you're investing and you say, okay, I want to create $2 million worth of wealth for myself, worth of $2 million worth of funds, okay, wealth for myself, then it's possible, very possible, very possible for you to do that when investing. How? If you use our strategy, which is value investing system strategy, how much will it take you to have $2 million? Well, let's take a look. For you to have $2 million, starting from 25, which most people start 25 after schooling, anything else, about 25 years when you start working. You have 40 years, okay? If you invest $400, okay, you will have $2.5 million at 65. Isn't that incredible? Isn't that absolutely fantastic, absolutely incredible? Literally, you taking $100 a week, okay, and you can turn that $100 a week into $2.5 million. What is fascinating about that is that in total, in the 40 years, you would have invested $192,000. And you would have gotten an interest of profit of 2,337,631 of free money. Of free money. And we talk about how literally there are systems in place that can help almost anybody to build wealth, at least become rich. And there's free money available. If you're an investor, you can get free money that's paid to you over time. Free money that allows you to build wealth. I mean, if you were to say, okay, well, HRH, I can't invest, $100 a week. I can't invest $100 a month. I don't make enough money. You know, can I do, what about 300? Okay, let's calculate 300 and see what 300 will get you. Well, let's start with 350. Okay, 350 a month still gives you $2.2 million. All right, 300 gives you $1.8 million in 40 years. All right, and let's go to my favorite number, 200. That means you are investing $50 per week. You automate it. We'll talk about that in a minute. Just $50 per week. When I say this, people don't believe me. $50 can change your life. $50 can change your life. And on average, for most young people, that's why I'm so adamant for young people. On average, for most young people, if you are working, you spend $50 without realizing it. By the time you go out on weekends, have some drink with some friends, you have spent $50 without realizing it. But that $50, if you save it and invest it into the stock market, you can be a millionaire at 60 years old, at 65 years old. You know, the more you invest, the faster your money will grow. Some of you can even, we'll talk about FIRE in the next broadcast next week, the FIRE movement, you know, financial independence, retire early. We call it relax early, right? Because we don't believe in retirement. Because retirement, to me, is a financial number, not an age thing, right? And we'll explain that in another broadcast. But let's say we are able to just save $50 per week and invest that money. You are going to have $1.8 million at 65. Now, it doesn't matter where you are, who you are, where you come from. $1 million is $1 million, right? $1 million can change the trajectory of your family. If you want to go and buy a house, you can buy a house for $300,000 and still have $1.5 million left. You can buy any car you want, your dream car. You can live your dream life. And don't forget, 65 is not what it used to be. Our grandfathers, great grandfathers, and even our fathers, our parents, 65 years old, is not going to be the same as 65 because of modern medicine, because of healthcare, because of exercise, because of technology. Look, some of us, you're going to be 65 and still feel like you're 50 years old or 55 years old, right? We are going to live much longer. We are going to live to be in our 80s and 90s and so forth, right? Over 100 for most people. Our generation is going to live longer. It's just the science makes it clear, right? That our generation is going to live longer. But are you prepared for that long life? Are you prepared to give yourself the opportunity to not struggle when you retire? It's okay to struggle while you are building your life, while you are working. It's okay to struggle while you are sacrificing to invest and plan and build and save and do all these things. It's okay. That's part of life. But I don't believe if you've lived on this earth past 60 years old, you should struggle financially. Our parents, our grandparents, our great grandparents, what they went through, it's excusable because this information that we have now, the knowledge that we have now, and the access to information and technology and opportunities that we have now were not available back then for them. Even just 10 years ago, some of these things that we are doing now at Future African Global were not available to people, right? But if you are alive today and you are working, you have income. If you don't have income, that's a whole different story. There's nothing anybody can do for you if about as far as investing. If you don't have income, you are going to need income. So it's important that you build, multiple streams of income, as most people promote now lately, right? It's very important that you build multiple streams of income so that you can spend some, pay your bills, and invest some, save some for emergencies, and invest into creating wealth without struggling, right? If you just have one source of income, lately you are being very risky, because if you just lose your job, you are now broke, right? That's why multiple streams of income is extremely important when it comes to our current life and lifestyle and how we are living, right? What having an income allows you to do now is seek resources that helps you to build wealth. Look, not everybody is going to be an entrepreneur. Not everybody is going to be a business owner, but almost everybody can own shares of companies, can invest, right? And actually, to correct myself, you can invest to become a business owner, right? You don't have to start a business to be a business owner. You can invest in businesses and become a business owner that way, right? It's possible, right? So for us at Future Africa Institute of Finance and our partners at Global Investment Management Group, our hope with this platform, our hope with this channel is that we are going to educate you about financial literacy, how to invest, how to manage your money. And then once you manage your money and you're able to budget well, pay your bills, and save some of the money, now we're going to show you how to invest that money, right? There are strategies to invest. And remember, investing is an individual process. I need people to understand this. Do not go out there and take one person's advice of investing for you, because investing is an individual process. Everybody's risk tolerance is different. Everybody's time horizon is different. Everybody's ability to invest what amount is different. And you do not want to take one person's investment strategy or profile as yours, because you don't know their life situations that they are in compared to what you are in. So we advise people, look, if you want to learn, if you want to invest, first of all, don't do it by yourself. Okay? Seek the assistance of an investment advisor, a financial planner, or an investment coach or consultant like myself. Okay? That we help people at Global and Future Africa to do this. Because investing is like a custom made clothes. Each person have to sit with you, ask you questions about how old, your age, your income, your saving percentage, all these things we have to ask you, your family situation, your work situation, your health situation. A lot of questions we have to ask you to find out, okay, what is the best strategy for you? Everybody's goal could be $1 million, $2 million, $3 million. You understand? But the strategy is different for every single person. Building vision. Thank you for joining us. The strategy is different for every person. Even the same family, even for the mom and the dad. We have clients that the wife has a different uh, investment strategy than the husband. Because the mom want to make sure that when she's not there, the kids, her siblings are okay. The dad, don't have any siblings, and it's just her kids and the wife. You see, so everybody, when it comes to investing, it's different strategy for each person. You may be young, you may be 25 years old. The stocks that we will get you to buy is not the same stocks that I will tell a 45-year-old, a 55-year-old to buy, right? Or you are 20 or 21, or it's for your children. The stocks that we will tell you, okay, your children, to buy, because then they have, 50, 60 years, right? Especially if you follow our millionaire baby strategy, where we show parents how they can make their children millionaires. Then from birth, what we tell you to invest in is different from what we tell somebody else to invest in, right? Because we are trying to make your children millionaires at 40 or 50, not 65, right? Or 60. So please, as you listen to us, as we begin this journey with you, as we begin this community with you, as we begin to educate you, inform you, and hopefully when we become our clients, that we can help coach you to start the journey. This is free information that we are providing. This free education that we're providing. We hope that you support us to give this information out. Because to be honest with you, I say this with all humility. With the information that's available right now in the world about investing, nobody has to be poor. You could be born poor, you could work broke, but nobody has to retire poor. Nobody has to retire broke. Like, we can literally teach almost anybody, as long as you have income, as long as you have at least $50 a month to invest. We can teach almost anybody how to retire with some money. And let me say this to you. When we say retire, when you come to this channel, we talk about retirement. We don't mean the age 65 per se. Because retirement, believe it or not, it is not about age. It's about age for government reasons, for social security and other things. But for financial freedom, retirement is about a number. And if you are 35 years old and you have $3 million and you want to retire, you can retire. Because at 35 years old, $3 million can pay you $120,000 a year. Who cannot live with $120,000 a year? $120,000 a year is $10,000 a month. I don't know anybody who cannot live on $10,000 a month, right? Because every $1 million that you accumulate, if you're using the 4% rule, okay, which is part of our investment strategies, if you use the 4% rule, that means that $1 million will pay you $40,000 a year without touching the money. That $1 million will pay you $40,000 a year. So every $1 million that you make is $40,000 of income, and your money is still growing, right? And on average, most people retire between 2 million and 3 million, depending on the family, level. So if you have two family home income, if you have a wife and a husband, and they both invest, and they're both retiring, the husband is retiring, let's say, with 3 million, and the wife is retiring with 2 million, that's 5 million, right? So now you are bringing in 100 and $200,000. You are bringing $200,000 a year of income. You understand? Who cannot live on $200,000 of income? Right? So these are the things that we teach people, that investing is an individual thing. The knowledge, the resources, the information, the tools are here. Not everybody have it, but people like us who have, it's our business to coach and consult people about this. We have the information. Well, we will educate you about the information, but what can help you to understand that is available. If you want it and use it and implement it in your life, consult with us, contact us, right? Get in touch with us on WhatsApp, 571-287-1348. Let's help you. Let's educate you. Let's coach you. Let's show you the strategy that will work for you and your family. Nobody has retired broke anymore. Our parents made a mistake. They didn't know these things. Our grandparents didn't know this information. They were not even available, right? But now it is. So what's the excuse now? If you're an African, anywhere in the world, whether you're in Africa, whether you're in Ghana, whether you're in a diaspora, I am HRH Prince Duke. Get in touch with us at Future Africa and Global Investment Management Group. Let us help you. Let us show you. Let us be your guiding hand. Let us be your support system to reach financial freedom, so that all of us now can start creating generational wealth for ourselves and our families and our children and our brothers and our sisters, so that each generation after us doesn't start from zero. Let's become a community that we focus on how to build wealth. It doesn't take a lot. It takes just decision and implementation. Almost anybody, if you have income, can save $50 a month. The more you want to have, the more you save. That's the beauty of this system. You want to make $1 million in 10 years? We can show you. In 20 years, we can show you. In 30 years, we can show. 40 years, we can show you. But we are, and I say this to make this very, very clear, we don't have any get rich quick overnight investment strategy. All our strategies are long-term investments, at least 10 years. Now, with exception, if you have $1 million today and you want us to show you where to put it so you can get income from it, we can show you that. No problem. Right? We can guide you. We can mentor you. We can coach you. This is what we are here to do. We are here to provide the Black community, the African community, a platform, a way to show us, to educate us, to inform us, to enlighten us, to empower us, to say that, listen, we are waiting for the rest of the world to solve poverty for us. Nobody's come to save us. We are our own support system. As a Black person, as an African, I encourage you, I empower you. If you have any questions, comment on the video. Seek me out. I'm not that hard to find. Seek me out. I'm HRH Prince Duke GH on every social media platform. All right. I'm going to put some contact information in the comments at the end of the video. Whatever we can do to help you, come to us, join us as a client, right, or a student. Depend on your budget. We'll find a way to work with you. We want every African, every Black person in this lifetime to be able to create a form of wealth for themselves and their families, so that we can be the foundation of our future, so that we can be the foundation for our family, so we can be the foundation of for our posterity, our grandchildren, and so forth. I'm here to serve you. That's all I want to do. I've been doing this over 20 years of my life. We just come back on YouTube for a change, right? So this is our first live broadcast. Hopefully, we build a community here. We call ourselves the Future Africa Institute of Finance. We have the Future Africa Wealth Project, which is what this podcast is about. We have several other podcasts that we'll be talking about. We have the Future Africa Leaders Talk Show that we are going to be bringing on YouTube. We have other ideas, podcast ideas that will be introduced you to, right? And our focus is financial literacy, investment education, wealth building, to help us create a generational wealth mindset, an abundance mindset, so that we can reduce poverty in the Black community, in the African community, in Africa, wherever we are in the diaspora. We all talk about poverty all the time. How do we reduce poverty? How do we reduce poverty? Look, the only way to reduce poverty is to get rich. It's very simple. A job gives you opportunity to have income, which is great. But that income is a tool. That income is a wonderful thing. We know most people think they cannot build wealth because they have a job. Listen to me. You do not need to be rich to invest, but you need to invest to be rich. So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is HRH Prince Duke. It's a pleasure for me to be here with you, to share this information with you. We'll be coming every week. I believe Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We'll be coming live on this channel and share different ideas. Send me questions that you have, you want us to answer for you about investing. We are not going to give you an investment portfolio strategy. That we don't do that, right? Because it's a free information. Because like I said, every investment opportunity is individual, is tailored to you. If you want us to work with you as a client or as a student, contact us. We will let you know how we can work with you. But for general information, I will share, I will explain questions, I will answer questions for you. Just post your comments, post your questions, and I'll be glad to respond to you. So contact me on all social media platforms. HRH Prince Duke GH. We have Future Africa Institute of Finance pages on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram. I'm on all those platforms also, Twitter and the rest. Send us messages. Let us work with you. Let us help you. Let us build a community of wealth. At Future Africa Institute of Finance and at Global Investment Management Group, our focus, our vision, our mission is to help create generational wealth over poverty for everybody within our communities, within the African diaspora community, within the African community, within the Black community. We can do this. Every community does this for themselves. We can do this. We have to do this. We are the answer to our sisters' prayers. We are the reason why our parents, grandparents have gone through what they've gone through for us to have the opportunity to be here. There are no more barriers. Nobody's stopping us. Nobody's preventing us from building wealth. It is up to us. Up to us to learn the information, use the information, share the information, and build wealth for ourselves. Thank you for watching Future Africa Wealth Project. This is our first episode. I'll look forward to coming with you every week. Join us. Let's build together. God bless you.